Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Maryland Public Service Commission's administrative meeting for May the 16th, 2018. Let's begin with our May the 9th, 2018 minutes. I will move to approve the minutes. Is there a second? Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Minutes are approved. On to our administrative agenda.
First item on the agenda this morning, Mr. Chairman, Reliance Global Com Services, Inc. filed a request to cancel its authority to operate as a provider of local exchange telecommunications services in Maryland.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Lloyd Spivak for the Commission staff. This is a filing by Reliance Global Com Services Incorporated requesting to cancel its operating authority as of November 1st, 2016. Reliance and its predecessor, Yipes, have had authority to operate as a provider of resold and facilities-based local exchange telecommunications services in Maryland since 2000 or 2001. COMAR 20.45.04.13a 1 and 2 requires that a utility that intends to discontinue service to provide written notice to the Commission and to affected customers and the underlying provider of the utility not later than 30 days before the date on which service will be discontinued. Reliance attests that it is no longer providing any telecommunications services in Maryland and does not have any public utility customers in Maryland. The company has no outstanding Commission assessments, and the Office of External Relations shows no complaints have been filed against the company. Staff recommends that the Commission rescind Reliance's authority to operate as a local exchange carrier in Maryland and cancel its tariffs.
Thank you. Any questions? Commissioner Linton.
Yes, good morning. The letter that Reliance sent says that has neither customers nor any revenue in the state of Georgia. Is that just a typo? Or?
I believe that is the case.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Karen Suckling on behalf of staff. I called the company and confirmed that they don't have any customers in Maryland and that they are no longer providing service in Maryland, and they confirmed that information.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? If not, do we have a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I move we rescind the company's local exchange operating authority and cancel its tariffs.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next item, item 2, is Level 3 Telecom of Maryland, LLC, filed a notice of the discontinuance of certain detariffed grandfathered business local services.
As the Executive Secretary stated, this is a filing by Level 3 Telecom of Maryland, LLC, that gives the Commission notice that the company is discontinuing certain detariffed and grandfathered business local services. Pursuant to past Commission orders and Public Utilities Article Section 4-202C2, competitive local exchange carriers with fewer than 20,000 customers in Maryland are no longer required to maintain a tariff on file with the Commission. COMAR 20.45.0413A 1 and 2 requires that a utility that intends to discontinue service provide written notice to the Commission, affected customers, and the underlying provider of the utility not later than 30 days before the date on which service will be discontinued. The company proposes to discontinue certain detariffed business local services that are either discretionary or competitive. 25 business customers are affected by these changes, and they have been given timely notice. Level 3 is working with these customers to find suitable alternatives to the discontinued services. Level 3 has also filed the necessary application at the Federal Communications Commission, and without comment, that application became effective by operation of law. Staff recommends that the Commission note the filing.
Thank you. Any questions? Commissioner Dunn?
Quick question. Do we know the current status of moving these customers to other service agreements?
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Jennifer Ward on behalf of staff. As of this morning, all but 2 customers have been moved, and those 2 customers have been given quotes for alternative services and provided with alternative providers. They just haven't made a decision yet.
Very good. Thank you.
Anything else? If not, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move the Commission note the filing.
Is there a second? Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Next item, item 3, Smart Choice Energy Services, LLC, filed a request to cancel its license to operate as a gas and electricity supplier in Maryland.
Smart Energy has requested that the Commission cancel its authorization to serve as an electricity and natural gas supplier in Maryland. Smart Energy states that it has not served any customers since March 2017. Smart Energy is up to date on payment of commission assessments, and there are no open complaints against the company in the Office of External Relations. The website of the Maryland Department of Assessments and Taxation indicates that Smart Energy's status is forfeited since October 13, 2017, due to Smart Energy's failure to file a 2016 property tax form. This means that Smart Energy cannot do business in Maryland. Staff recommends that the Commission terminate Smart Energy's authorization to serve as an electricity and natural gas supplier.
Thank you. Any questions for staff? If not, do we have a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. For item number 3, I move we cancel the company's license to operate as an electricity and natural gas supplier in Maryland.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next item, item 4, is Southern Maryland Electric Cooperative, Inc. filed revised tariff pages. The company proposes to revise the diversion current section of Part 3 of its tariff and revise Part 6, Section D, sealing and tampering.
The Southern Maryland Electric Cooperative is revising its tariff regarding charges and disconnection rules for customers investigated for meter tampering. SMECO's new smart meters can notify the cooperative if a meter has been removed from its socket. If the removal is unauthorized, the cooperative will investigate to ascertain if meter tampering has occurred. The proposed language would permit the cooperative to disconnect the customer if it finds that tampering has occurred, even if there has not been any theft of electricity. Other possible remedies for tampering may include a charge of $252 for investigation costs, requiring protective equipment, and declaring the customer ineligible to opt out of AMI metering. The $252 charge is already in SMECO's current tariff. The filing also separates the consideration of meter tampering from that of unauthorized electricity consumption or current diversion. Staff considers SMECO's proposals to be reasonable, given a circumstance where meter tampering has occurred. Staff recommends that the Commission accept the tariffs for filing with an effective date of May 19, 2018.
Thank you. Mr. Spivak, any questions? Commissioner Linton?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. This revision to the tariff would allow the company to charge a fee for tampering as opposed to theft, where there's been illegal consumption of energy. So would this revision allow the company to charge the fee for tampering and theft at the same time, or is it exclusive so that you only have one fee even if both things have occurred?
In other words, you're asking if they would be able to file the fee, to charge the fee twice? Is that
For
essentially
tampering and for
one
theft.
One's for tampering and one's for metering.
Good morning, Mr. Commissioner. Phil Vanderhayden on behalf of staff. The way I'm reading the tariff, there would be a single charge because it implies a single trip to repair the damage and to either add protective equipment or do whatever else is needed. So what happened before is the way the tariff was written, you actually had to steal electricity before this went into effect. What I've been told now is that because the AMI meter will detect if it's been pulled out of the socket, I guess it sends a kind of a dying gas type of transmission of some kind, that will be reported, and then they'll be able to investigate it. So they want to be able to charge that fee even if nothing else has happened. Let's say they are able to detect that and go out the next day and there's no theft that they are detecting. Now they've said, hey, well, you've pulled your meter out, we can see the seal's been broken or what have you, we're going to charge you this fee. So I don't think it would be applied in a manner where there'd be a second trip to do something. That's not how I read it.
Okay, so the fee is tied more to the trip and the physical presence of the company's representatives at the property as opposed to just the definition of tampering and the definition in terms of the act of theft.
Yes, the fee and the backup that they provided for, they're not changing the fee now. This fee has been in effect. It goes back, the last filing I found was in 2008, and the $252 fee had not been added then. It had been previous to it. I didn't find anything before that. I asked for some backup, and they sent us backup indicating that it collects labor and overhead costs for a collector and some supervisory work. And it basically is the average of the number of trips that had occurred over a course of a year, averaged down to a rate that worked out to $252. So it's recovering the cost of sending someone out to investigate and some supervisory and administrative work as part of the investigation.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else on this item? Okay, if not, do we have a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I move that we accept the tariff revisions for filing with an effective date of May 19th, 2018.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. The motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
The last item on the agenda, item 5, is the Town of Thurmont, Maryland filed revised tariff pages in compliance with order number 88628 and case number 9458.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Annette Garofalo on behalf of Commission staff. This tariff is the result of a settlement among the Town of Thurmont, Maryland Office of People's Counsel, and Commission staff. The settlement was filed with the Commission on January 31, 2018, and a proposed order of the Public Utility Law Judge accepting the settlement, which included Thurmont's revised tariff, was issued on May 10, 2017. The proposed order became a final Commission order, number 88628, on April 3, 2018. The new electric rates established in the settlement apply to distribution service only. Prior to order number 88628, Thurmont's rates contained a portion of the company's purchase power cost, specifically 0.01937 per kilowatt hour of purchase power, was billed and collected through distribution rates. As a result of the settlement, Thurmont's new rates represent distribution rates only. Table 1 of staff's comments present current rates, that is pre-settlement rates with and without purchase power cost, and the new distribution rates that Thurmont is asking to be effective on June 1, 2018. Staff recommends the Commission accept Thurmont's revised tariff pages for filing with an effective date of June 1, 2018.
Thank you. Any questions for our staff? All right, if not, I want to thank Dr. Lee for her analysis on this item. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move we accept the tariff revisions for filing with an effective date of June 1st, 2018.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We are finished for the morning. We'll be back at 1 o'clock for our hearing on the Pepco rate case. For now, we are adjourned.